I am going to talk to y'all like I talk to my little cousins, or as if y'all were my little sisters. If you are 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, come on, we need to talk about some financial planning. All right? We need to talk about what you need to be doing right now to save a headache and a stress and just terrible times in your 40s, 50s, and beyond. All right? Take a seat, sis. Let's talk.
Ooh, yay! What a day. It's a sleigh. Okay, get out the way. Don't play. It's time for TracieMae. Hey!
One of y'all, Soraya. Wait, is your name Soraya? Like, that's Soraya? Or like Soraya? Like Soraya? Like as one word? I like that, Soraya. 1996, okay? So that means, Soraya, if that's your birth year, you are turning 30 this year, or you may have already turned 30. And she commented, I'm still waiting on my financial video, because I briefly mentioned some financial stuff in another video, just throwing out some stuff in the video where I was sort of giving advice to my 25-year-old self and my 35-year-old self, right? As a zennial, okay, with an X, all right, I have endured multiple recessions, and I don't know, the time is like really weird right now because everything is super expensive. It's really hard for y'all to save, but I really want y'all to focus on some things for 2026 and beyond. While I have your attention, don't forget to like and subscribe. A lot of y'all just be watching the videos every week and liking and watching the lives every week, and you still not subscribed, babe. That's what my analytics had said. My analytics had called me. They was like, yeah, girl, they not subscribed. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, please. Thank you very much. So I'm just gonna hop right into it. There is no setup. I am not one of these like, expertise education YouTubers or nothing like that. I'm gonna talk to y'all how I would talk to my little cousin, how I would talk to a little sister if I had one, okay? Now, when you are in your 20s, you are just out of college, right? For most of you, or some of you are maybe just out of trade school, and you are in your first job of your career, right? When you're in your 30s, a lot of people, you and your friends, y'all start making more money, right? Because in your 20s, it's really about that grind. And then in your 30s, people start making a little bit more. The promotions start hitting, the raises start hitting. And what a 30-year-old newly making the most money they have ever made, the first instinct is, I'm finna buy up some shit. I'm going to the car dealership. I'm getting me a Audi Q X, Y, and Z. Okay? I'm also gonna go to Bali 3 times a month. You heard what I said, and I'm going today. And here is a term that I think was only used in Mississippi. I'm not sure. Y'all let me know if y'all said this term back in the day in your area, and let me know what area that was. Dough popping. I think the kids would probably call it today like flossing? No. I don't know what the kids would call it today, but dough popping is basically you out here in these streets pretending like you so rich, you got all of this money, and meanwhile you got $15,000 in credit card debt. You got red bottoms, but you also got a 29.97 APR interest rate. I remember in college, this guy thought he was going to get drafted, right? And back then, they didn't have the NIL deals or nothing like that, right? I guess a manager was trying to have him become their client. And so the manager actually got this college kid a Bentley, right? He's riding around campus in a Bentley. Now, he did not get drafted. I think it was Barack Obama who made a law that stopped credit card companies from being able to entice college kids on getting a credit card. Now, I graduated college in 2001.
Damn. I'm sorry.
Don't play with me. Everywhere I went, keep in mind, I was also 17 when I first, got there. My birthday was later in the year. So I'm 17 years old. I go to, all you have to do is show your student ID. That's all you had to show. You don't have to have no other proof. And they were giving away free t-shirts. They're, hey, sign this and show me your school ID and you could get this credit card. I graduated college with 7 credit cards. Express, I don't even remember, Discover, Amex. I still have my Amex card because you don't get rid of an Amex card, okay? A whole bunch, right? Some of them were retail cards because I wanted the discount, all right? And then some of them were actual major credit cards. Okay, I'm gonna try not to meander too far off of topic, but y'all know I be talking. I'm a yap, a yap, a yap, a yap, a yap, I wanna yap, I wanna yap, I wanna yap. I say she yap, a yap, okay. See, we already, okay. It's probably gonna be more, but I just wrote down 4 things that you should start doing. Oh no, it's 5. So I have written down 5 things that should get you on the right path in your 30s. Now, this isn't all encompassing. This isn't everything that you should be doing in your 30s. But this, I believe if you started doing these things, especially if you're in your early 30s, you're setting yourself up for success. And you're setting yourself up to not be stressed if something does happen. Number 1, so you can't have more month than money. Does that make sense? So, for example, say you get paid twice a month, and before you get that next check, we in the negative, and we waiting on that check to drop because you ran out of money before you ran out of month. The goal is to always have more money than month. When you get paid again, you should still have money in that account. I'm not worried. I didn't have to rob Peter to pay Paul. Not one time. I'm thievery-freevery, okay? I'm saying all this to say that the number 1 thing is to sit down and actually go through your bank statements. If you have multiple checking accounts, savings accounts, go through everything and see how your money move. You have to become the master of your money. Should nobody know about your money better than you? I'm lying because I know nothing about my money. My financial advisor handles all of that. But when you make money, you can pay somebody else to care about that for you, okay? But right now, we're here with it. Hold on, I'm gonna show y'all something. Oh wait, it's not on this phone. It's on this phone. I'm gonna show y'all something. If you get Rocket Money and this is not an ad. Y'all know I ain't got no sponsors yet. But this is just an app that I use and I like because it keeps an eye on stuff for me and it sends me notifications if something ain't looking right. You know what I'm saying? I just want to show y'all this. I don't even know if y'all gonna be able to see this well, but this is my Rocket Money app. This is my Taco Bell spending. I don't know if y'all can see that, what that says right there, but I have spent over $1,600 at Taco Bell in 4 years and 5 months. I showed you that. And I'm just saying all that to say, you need to either use an app or you need to physically go into each one of your bank accounts. And what I used to do before I had this app is I would print all of my bank statements for like the last year, like 2025, right? I would print all of my monthly bank statements. And then I would go in with certain color highlighters. And I would be like, I would highlight every like time I paid for food that was like a fast food or dinner or something like that. Not groceries, but any food outside of groceries. Highlight that one color. Then I'm highlighting bills another color. Then I'm highlighting, any frivolous spending another color. I'm highlighting whatever, a different color. Then I would add up per month how much I spent on each of those things. I don't have to do that anymore because Rocket does that for me now. But I just need y'all, whatever method you choose, to know what's going on with your money. A lot of times people are like, I don't really spend that much money. I don't really spend that much. I don't. And then when they do this exercise and they see where their money is actually going, they find out that they've been spending hundreds of dollars on Taco Bell. All right? The first thing I need you to do is look to where your money is going. If your money is going to stupid places like Taco Bell, no shade. Love you down, Taco Bell. Yo quiero Taco Bell. You know what I'm saying? Real bad. But if your money is going to places that are not important to your life, you have to either cut that down or cut that out. And now I'm not going to tell you to just give up, your favorite stuff cold turkey. You know what I'm saying? If you go get you an ice cream every Friday at McDonald's, you go get you an ice cream cone and you like, man, I don't think I could do without my ice cream. Go get your ice cream cone. You know what I'm saying? But maybe you don't get it every Friday. Maybe you get it one Friday a month. That makes it even more special, huh? So that's the first assignment, okay? Go through your stuff. Either sign up for Rocket Money. You have to allow it to, you have to give it access to your bank accounts and stuff like that, which is, you would probably think it's kind of sketchy, but it's not. I mean, at least not for me. It hasn't been for me. And so it'll be able to break down stuff. Now, once you find out where you can save yourself some money because you're not going to be doing no frivolous spending like that no more, okay? Once you find that out, let's just say per month you have an extra $175 that if you didn't go to the mall every week, or if you didn't go out for brunch with the girlies every week, or if you didn't go out to STK every Friday night or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you could lump all of the things that you don't really have to do together and decide what's important to you or what's not important to you, cut the things that are not important, and say you have $175 left. That's $2,100 a year, right? Doesn't seem like much. But what that is an amount that you could either be putting into savings, and it could be, you have to have your money making money. So it could be in a high yield savings account, accruing interest, or you could, if you have a lot of credit card debt or any other kind of debt, you could use that extra $175 that you're no longer spending on McDonald's ice cream cones, and you are going to apply it to a different bill. Back in the day, I was a big fan of Susie Orman. Susie Orman used to be on Oprah telling the girlies how to, get their debt down. Her plan was different from Dave Ramsey's plan, back in the 90s or whatever. I don't really know what her plan is doing these days, but I'm going to tell y'all what I did. And it was, it was really Susie Orman's plan back in the day. Now, you take that $175, you feel me? Say you got $6,000 left on your car. No. $15,000 left on your car. And you're going to be like, man, that's not really going to do anything, but it is. Let me tell you how. Say your car, you write down, okay.
That you want.
Let me calm down. All right. Say you have a list of all of your debtors, right? You have all of the people that have you on a interest rate. Write down everybody that you are paying an interest rate to. Write them down. Write them down in order of interest rate, right? So if you got a 30% interest rate somewhere, first of all, stop it. If you have a 30% interest credit card that you got money on, that's at the top, right? And then you go into the next interest rate, the next highest, the next highest, the next highest, the next highest. Everybody you're paying an interest rate to, that includes your car note, because that has an interest rate. That includes your credit card bills. That includes any kind of loans that you may have taken out. You know what? I don't know whether or not to include student loans in this whole thing. I mean, there is an interest rate. So, but I feel like it should be kind of low. So maybe just if you feel like the student loans are attackable, go ahead and add them to the end of the list or whatever. Just like an optional, like extra credit type thing. You know what I'm saying? I heard y'all president was finna start coming for people who didn't pay their student loans. Because, 46 was like, yeah, y'all could go ahead and have an extension on those COVID, delay of payments. Y'all can go ahead and not pay those. You ain't got to pay that. And then 47 came in like, no, we finna actually start garnishing your paycheck. My God, for education, y'all. They finna start garnishing your paycheck because you got educated and entered the workforce. I just want to let that settle in for a second, okay? Okay, so anywho, write down everything. Now, remember, we just saved $175 by not going to McDonald's every Friday. You know what I'm saying? $175 a month, okay? Okay, come with me now. We have written down all of our debts that have interest rates in order, highest interest rate to lowest interest rate. And you want to write down what it is, like, for example, Chase, Sapphire. And then you want to put the amount that you owe and the APR and your monthly payment. Okay? The total amount you owe, your APR, your monthly payment. Matter of fact, what's that money app? Ooh, what was it called? No. Undebt.it. That's it. So, again, not sponsored, but if you need a website or an app to help you with that, I don't know if it's an app, but it's definitely a website. It's called Undebt.it. I'm going to put it in the links below, of course, but you can put all of this information in the website and it will organize it for you by APR. And then it'll give you a plan on how much you need to pay it off, and it'll give you the date of when everything will be paid off. Now, I don't want you to get discouraged because that date is usually so far away that it seems impossible. Like, I remember when I was first I had all these credit cards and I was trying to not have any credit cards. I put all my debt into this program, and let's just say the year was, 2012. It was like, you will be finished paying this off in 2030. And I was like, bitch, what? Oh, hell no. It makes you not even want to start. But I'm gonna tell you right now, that is the estimate of if you continue paying what you said you're going to pay today. You're not going to do that. You're going to eventually start paying more. Okay, so you just said we just went through all of our bills and we said we was going to stop going to Oberweis, McDonald's, and Taco Bell, every month. So that's going to save us $175 a month. Now, I'm just, of course, making up these numbers, but It could be whatever you want to cut out of your spending habits. So now you take that $175 and you apply it to your payment of the highest APR. Now, if you have one of those, like say it's your car note is your highest APR, and you can do something where you apply it to principal, apply it to the principal, apply your extra payment to the principal only, okay? Because applying more to the principal is gonna cut down on how much interest they are charging you. So you want to just attack that principal, attack it. So then guess what's going to happen? Say you pay off your whatever that highest bill is. Say you pay that off in a year just by adding that little extra amount of money, right? Okay. Say that payment for that car or whatever, what have you, was $500 a month. You started paying $675, right? Or you paid $500 and then an extra principal payment of $175, right? So you were paying $675 to this one account. When that is paid off, you are now taking that $675 and you are applying it to the next highest. You feel me? You cannot lose focus on this. You have to use that same amount of money. You can't be like, ooh, now I got $675 free. No, you don't. Because you still got debt to pay. Okay? So say you owe $12,000 on something and your minimum payment is $150, right? Now you're paying, hold please. Y'all know I'm not good at math. $675 plus $150, $825. Now, you're paying $825 depending on your interest rate and how much, they're charging you. You're paying $825 as a minimum payment. You're going to pay that down so much faster. And then boom, as soon as you finish paying that off, now we have $825 to put on the next one. Does that make sense? Basically, it's an avalanche or like I forgot what else they call it. Like, basically, you paying the highest one first. Ooh, avalanche. That was poor timing. I'm sorry. RIP to those people. Oh, my God. Snowball. Is that better? I don't know. Help. Basically, you're starting at the highest, and you're going to attack that highest one, and you're going to pay that off. And then you're going to take that same amount of money that you were using to pay that bill, and you're going to attack the next one. And you're going to take that amount of money that you were using for that and pay off the next one and the next one and the next one and the next one until you are debt free. Now, I remember Dave Ramsey back in the day, he used to say, do the emergency fund first before you start paying off your debt in case anything happens. I never did that because to me, I had more money when I was paying my bills off. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt freer. I didn't have a bill to pay. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know if this is right. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just talking to y'all like I would talk to my sister or my cousin or whatever, right? What is going to happen is, because you keep adding to the minimum payment of each card or each loan or whatever you're paying off, you're going to start flying through some of those bills you're going to pay off in 3 months. Because say you owe, $2,400 on something and you paying $48 a month. You know what I'm saying? But now you finna pay $825. You paying that off in 3 months. It's done. You know what I'm saying? And then you take that $48 added to that $825, and now we're paying $860 blah, blah, to the next car, and then it makes that one pay off even faster. I hate to say it, but it's an avalanche. Okay, starts off slow because it's a big APR, a lot of interest at the top, and you might think, well, Tracie, why don't I just start with the biggest amount of money? You don't want to do that. Okay, because the APR is what's taxing your ass, right? the interest rate is getting you up the booty hole.
And
I remember one time I was in college. I used to put everything on my credit card. I would go to the pizza place and put it on my credit card. I would go to just whenever I was broke, didn't have actual money, I'm putting it on the credit card. That's what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? I remember I was a college graduated from college, and I was looking at my credit card statement, and I had Burger King on there. I had a Burger King on there and a McAllister's Deli on there from college that I was still paying off years later. You have to keep that in mind. Everything that you put on that card, unless you got a card with 0% interest, and if you do, we could talk about that later, how to handle those, because you gotta scam the business the way they scamming you. You know what I'm saying? Dang, this video long as hell. I really thought I was going to get through 4 things in one video. I talk too much. Y'all know I be yap. She yap, somebody put a New Orleans bounce song behind that. Okay, so I'm not going to get to all of the other things that I want us to get to. But I think this is a good stopping point because I'm giving y'all some homework. Your homework is to either get Rocket Money and sync up all of your accounts, or go through, if you don't trust, people are, I ain't giving my data to the dibba. Okay, they already have it. You could print out all of your bank statements and do this for 2025. You need to see where your money is going. You need to sit down with yourself, have an appointment with yourself, put it on the calendar, sit down with yourself and go through your bill. Do it at work. I used to do mine at work. Okay? People would be like, I look busy as hell. I'm highlighting. People like, oh, Tracie busy. Yeah, I am planning my future. Oh, and when you do your homework, y'all put in the comments, come back and put in the comments, what is the surprising thing that you found? Like $1,600 of Taco Bell for the year? You know what I'm saying? Like, tell me for 2025, what is the surprising thing that you found that you spent too much money on? And tell me how much you spent. How much you spent at McDonald's, girl? How much? All right, y'all. That is it for this week. Keep in mind, I am going live tomorrow for another session of decluttering in the hallway. Thank you guys so much for coming on and helping me declutter. Last week went really great. We were decluttering for 2 hours. I was telling a story about this guy I used to talk to, and it was great. Good times. So tomorrow at 6:00 p.m., I will be going live again. So hopefully I will see you guys there. If you don't have your notifications on, hit that notification bell, and then not only that, but on your phone, allow the YouTube app to send you notifications. A lot of y'all, every time I wasn't notified and I hit my notification bell, baby, you have to allow YouTube to send you the notifications. It's not going to do it if you got that on off. You feel me? So I love y'all down. Babies in your 30s, you got this. All right? I am your big sister. You know how your big sister be like knowing stuff, but she not an expert, but she knows stuff for real some kind of way? That me. I ain't even got no little sister, but I'm here to tell you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't be know what I'm talking about, but I know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about? All right, y'all. I love y'all so much. I will see y'all tomorrow if you want to help me declutter. If not, I'll just see y'all next week. Oh, next week I have something super exciting planned for the video. I'm kind of nervous about it, but I'm really excited about it too. I'm not gonna tell y'all what it is. Y'all just gonna have to come back next week. I'll see y'all next Friday. Bye. I am here to tell you, as a non-financial advisor who is very bad at math, instead of thinking about your 30s as this is my time to make more money, you should be thinking about your 30s as this is when I need to be making decisions that will stick with me. You need to be planning for future you. So in order to do that, you need to be making fewer expensive mistakes.